up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob, doing the Glenallachie 21-year-old cask strength. This is one of 1,600 bottles, so not very many made. All PX casks. I believe all first fill as well. Natural color, no added anything, unchill filtered. Says so right on the bottle. This one I was like pretty much giving up on getting. I had all but given up on getting. Was released in the UK, went faster than I could blink, and it didn't seem like it was gonna come anywhere close to Canada at all. A couple weeks ago, I get an email from the rep for Glenallachie in Canada asking to help him out with a bottle of Glenallachie 10-year-old batch 5 because their allotment wouldn't make it in time for a tasting. So I was lucky enough to have a bottle on hand, send him that bottle, and as a thank you, he sent me the heel of this and this lovely bottle of Benaramic single cask from Chateau Louis. It was a pick by the store owner, Adam. It's actually really good. Pretty reasonable price too, at 95 bucks. I think it's on sale, and it's 10 years old. So really cool stuff here, or about 10 years old anyway. That'll be another day. This is also cask strength, but he sent me that and the heel of this as a thank you, and of course my bottle back when it arrived in Alberta. So thank you to James. Really appreciate getting to taste this, because like I said, I had given up on the possibility of even trying this. Now I narrowed my search down to the 30-year-old, which I will probably all but give up on very shortly because that one's gonna be really hard to get. This one, PX Bomb, and that's exactly what it smells like. All right, this obviously has a big dent in it because it was used in a tasting, but these cask strength whiskeys usually take a good month or two to open up. This has probably only been open for a week and a half, 2 weeks, so not very long. But it has been sitting in my glass for some time, and it has had some oxygen in there as well, so hopefully that helps give me a good idea of what we're looking at. I've had 2 other tastes of this. I just poured little drams of it throughout the week since I got the box, and really nice stuff. So on the nose, all kinds of like dark fruits here, dark berries for sure, lots of milk chocolate on the back end of the smell. So like what I mean by that is when you're nosing it, on the front end you're gonna get nice fresh raspberries, ripe raspberries, that kind of stuff. And then as it tails off, as the smell kind of goes away when you're pulling away from the glass, you get milk chocolate. It's kind of almost like the equivalent of the finish of a sip. Beautiful nose. Does not nose like it's cask strength. You wouldn't be able to tell it's 51.4. So this is batch 1, like I said, not very many made at all. Billy Walker's signature right on the front. This, if Glendronach wasn't on its way down, I think it's officially, this put the nail in the coffin. And I'm gonna tell you why in just a sec. Like I said, beautiful nose. I don't get a ton of Glenallachie characteristic, and what I mean by that is I'm looking for like this almost minerally kind of note, like wet rocks on the nose and on the palate. I don't really get that with their exclusive sherry casks. I get that when it's blended with some bourbon or virgin oak. It's not here, but that doesn't take away from the quality of this dram. On the palate, beautifully sweet, zero heat whatsoever. If you put this side by side with sherry bombs that are not cask strength, it would be hard to pick this one out as a cask strength, I think, because although the viscosity is there and the strength of like taste and all that other stuff is there, you're not getting the heat that you would get from a cask strength. So it would be hard to like say the ABV is that much different, although it's not really that much different than say the Glenallachie 21-year-old, which is 48%. Beautiful sweetness on the arrival. Those raspberries are there. On the tail end, you get like coffee and chocolate. More on the chocolate side, less on the coffee side. Like the distant aroma of when you open up a bag of espresso. Okay, so someone else is opening up a bag of espresso, maybe in a coffee shop, or maybe you know, just to put new espresso beans into an espresso machine at home. You catch that whiff from a distance. That's kind of what I get on the palate. I can't believe how easy this is to drink at cask strength. Just beautifully dynamic. I think it shouldn't just be characterized as a sherry bomb because there are qualities in here that go beyond that. There's some depth to this. It's not just sherry on sherry on sherry. It's really nice. It's really nicely balanced. Whatever casks Billy Walker chose for this, and I think it was only 5 PX casks, if I'm not mistaken. Whichever casks he chose, he married beautifully. He chose perfectly because they work together very, very well. I wouldn't be surprised if one was almost underproof, and that's how it got as low as 51.4. Because even at 21 years old, you could still see stuff creep up over 60%. So for this to be cask strength, I wonder if something had just like a really good relationship with the wood in that PX cask, and it brought down that ABV at a rapid rate. Because this is just ridiculously easy to drink at cask strength. Last sip, and I'm gonna give it a mark. If I had to come up with a criticism, I would say that I wish the finish was a little bit longer. Okay, so finish could be a bit longer. It's kind of medium, maybe to low. If it was medium to high or even high finish, like long finish, sorry, medium short, medium long. If it was medium long, it would bring this to like a good 91, 92. But because the finish is a little bit lower, I'm gonna say this is a 90, 91. Could go as high as a 91 for sure. If I had more time with this, I'll probably save that. I want to give some to my friends as well, so I don't have a lot to go around. But I'm probably leaning more towards 91. Just caught a bit of cinnamon there actually as I was speaking, which was nice. Probably closer to a 91 than a 90. Very good. No complaints whatsoever. The price, as far as I know, was fairly reasonable. It barely made it to Canada, so that's why they use them in tastings. But as far as I know, the price was roughly around $380 to $400 retail Canadian. So that's obviously less British pounds or US dollars. Fair, I think, for a cask strength, limited 21-year-old from a company that's already made its name. They're not new to the whiskey market anymore. They have established themselves. People know Glenallachie, especially if you're a Scotch fan. So yeah, this is a 91 for me easily. I said earlier if the finish was a little bit longer, probably would have crept up into the 92 range. Really nice stuff though. So thanks again to James for allowing me to try that, and for Adam's involvement in all this as well. Really appreciate it. That's it for me, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You can click the bell to get notifications for when I do release videos. Follow this channel on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you can support this channel for as little as $1 on Patreon. Cheers.